What's going on, guys? This is Hoops Off the 710, and I'm your host, Philly, and I'm here with the first episode of the podcast, and I'm so happy to show you guys everything that I've been working on. Really super excited. I'm a little nervous, so I'm sorry if I'm messing up on my words. This is like I'm behind the camera now, and I'm really have to or in front of the camera. I'm sorry, and I'm trying to entertain and do my best to give you guys information, and yeah, shout out to you guys. I just want to give the shout outs to some people real quick. I want to give a shout out to all the people who helped me and who have been supporting me to do this podcast, man. All my homies, my girlfriend. Shout out everybody. Shout out Chief. Shout out MJ. Shout out Monte. Shout out Mark. Shout out Nesto. Shout out everybody. Shout out Adrian. Shout out everybody, man. Shout out my girl. Like I said again, um, very excited, man. I'm very blessed to even just do this opportunity, and I'm doing this shit by myself, and it's more of a thing where I just really wanted to try some, and I've tried a lot of different things in my life. I was rapping at one point, so that tells you a lot of things. But this is definitely, I feel like this is my lane. This is something I feel like I should have did. I'm a third year in college. I'm a journalism major, so this can really help me, even if I just don't blow up or whatever the case is. Like, this is just something I want to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? I can turn on the camera. I can communicate. I can do everything I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So, not only is this something that will help me, but it's something I really want to do. This is like been wanting to do stuff. I've been wanting to talk basketball for a very long time. I've been very scared and nervous to do so. And this is my first type of foot in the door type thing. Like, I just want to do it for myself, show myself I could do something, So, yeah. Uh, Other people I want to shout out. Shout out Numbers on the Board, man. Shout out Kenny specifically. Everybody on Numbers on the Board for sure, but Kenny. I've been watching Kenny for a very long time, bro. Like, middle school. I'm 21 now, bro. I've been watching Kenny since probably seventh, maybe sixth grade, something like that. Something like that. But I've been watching Kenny for a very long time, man. And I'm tapped in. I know about Kelly Oubre video or the Kelly Oubre stuff, the Robert Covington stuff, all that, man. So I just appreciate you, Kenny, because it was really like TV for me, man. Like, whenever I'm done watching basketball, I was gonna tap in and watch what you were saying, or I was gonna watch a 2K video. I was gonna do shit like that. So I really do appreciate you. Without you, I wouldn't even be thinking about doing anything like this. I saw that quote that you put out when you were saying, what did you say? You were saying, I don't have a journalism degree. I just love basketball and I respect it. That's one of the reasons why I started this. It was just something I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for giving me the confidence to do it. And shout out everybody else in Numbers on the Board. Shout out P. Shout out D Mills. Shout out Mike. Mike, the one that gave me this Enjoy hoodie. Shout out Mike. He gave this shit. Damn. He gave it to me for free. He did not have to, man. So honestly, I respect it. It's all love over here. I'm always a fan. I went to the live show in LA. It was so fire, man. That's also another reason why I wanted to do it. I'm just like, I got to see them in person. It's like, these are real homies. I got to dap them up, bro. Got to dap all four of them up. Got the signature. Matter of fact, let me go grab it. Shout out them, man. Got all these SIGs. I don't know if I can see that or not. It might be inverted or whatever the case is. But shout out them, bro. Just for staying that long, chatting it up. I was nervous, so I didn't really get to tell them how much they meant to why I'm doing this now and just why I'm pursuing this, and just entertaining, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Shout out to Pick Aside. Shout out Bill Simmons. Shout out all those people, man. Shout out everybody in the media. Shout out when JJ Redick was doing his podcast. I was watching that all the time. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of inspirations I took and I'm trying to implement in my podcast and how I talk about basketball, stuff like that. So, but yeah, today we're gonna do some game recaps, NBA game recaps. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do NBA standings. We're just gonna look over and look at the teams that are jumping up or just kind of creeping up, or teams that are even going down. We're doing that. We're doing rapid questions, just looking at questions, I'm answering them, and then we're gonna do the fan questions. So let's go to our next segment. Okay, so this segment is called the Fast Break Focus, which is pretty much just me going down the line doing the NBA game recaps. I just want to go through them real quick. This is for Monday, by the way. Um, this is Monday's game, so I just want to go through this real quick. I'm only gonna do a couple. This is kind of getting to the point of the season where it's like about a month left and stuff like that. So I don't really want to. I don't want to. Not that I don't want to, but it's kind of like let's talk about the teams that kind of really matter right now. You know what I'm saying? This is obviously I would usually get into everything else, but right now I'm just gonna focus on a couple games just because it's the first episode. This is it's like a month left in the season. Playoffs getting ready to start up, so I hope you guys understand. I just want to do a couple games. And for the first game, I am a Lakers fan, so we're gonna do this game. We're gonna do the Lakers versus Rockets game. Um, I don't. Luca had about Luka had 36, 6, and 4, I believe. Yes, he did. And on 14 of 27 shooting on and 4 of 11 from 3. So he balled out. Everybody else on offense, not so much. It didn't feel like it at least. So that's what I wanted to say. It's just the offense didn't look great last night. It was really just Luka. Keep it a bean. It was really just Luka. But our defense really held up, man. Surprised me a little bit. Obviously, Houston had no Alfred Şengün, so it looks a little different. But held them to 92 points. It was 192. Blitzed KD the entire game. Doubled KD, man. I saw the post game interview that he was talking about. He was saying, he's like, shit, I might just shit. Maybe I'm better off just sitting in the corner, being a role player or something like that, you know. So it was really funny just to see. Just I was like, damn, like the Lakers really like locked you up like that, and it wasn't even 18. I mean, he had 30, but he had 18. But I ain't gonna lie, like I knew Kevin Durant wasn't a great playmaker, but watching that was like, damn, bro, like you can kind of see his deficiencies a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just obviously we know him; he's one of the best scorers of all time, but doubling him every time, man. It was method last night. I ain't gonna lie, it was method. Shout out to shout out to everybody who was playing defense on him. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton, man. Balled out, man. He's been balling this whole little streak. I think we're 9 of the last 10. One out of the last 10, something like that. 6-game winning streak. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton. He's a decent part of that, you know what I'm saying? And if we get that type of DeAndre Ayton, he will be we will be contenders, you know what I'm saying? But that's a later conversation for you know what I'm saying, for later. But honestly for the Rockets, man, they just point guard play, man. Y'all are lacking it. Playmaking, shooting, all that. I think Reed Shepard didn't shoot well. That Fred VanVleet shit is really fucking him up, man. Like if you have Fred VanVleet, games go a lot differently, and you would think it doesn't, but just him being a veteran point guard and just being able to make better decisions than a lot of these other players on the floor, it's crazy. Tari Eason fall off has been nuts. I can't believe it. He was shooting like 50% from three in the beginning of the season. I don't know what happened, but you know what I'm saying. Charge it to the game. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying. We'll see come playoff time. Houston is a good team, so we'll see how it goes. But shout out to the Lakers for getting the dub. Um, Hopefully they can keep it going. Next game we're going to be talking about Spurs versus Clippers, where Spurs won at 119 and 115. No Kawhi. Kawhi ain't play, but honestly, this was a good win for San Antonio. It was a lot going on. They got their 50th win on the season. Shout out to them. I think their over under was 44, something like that. So, shout out to the Spurs. They're looking legit. Wemby, that he's a freak, bro. I don't understand it. He had 21 points. 13 rebounds on kind of efficiency. I think it was like 9 for 20 and about 2 for 9 from 3, something like that. But shout out to Wemby, because even when he's not scoring, he's still one of the best players in the world, just strictly off of him being the best defender in the world right now. Like, and he's been the best defender in the world for about 2 years, but Obviously, he doesn't have the Defense Player of the Year award, but I'm sure if he plays the 65 game minimum, he will get that. Will get that. But yeah, like 4 blocks too. He's just really he's showing me something different. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen players move like him ever, man. So it's really it's crazy to say. It's crazy to say. I don't know what the Spurs are gonna look like, man. It's amazing. But back to the game. Clippers. We saw Darius Garland had 25. Shout out Darius Garland, man. Coming off the toe injury. He's played a good amount of games since he's been traded and stuff like that. So it looks like he's back into the swing of things. He's been hooping though. He's been hooping. Um, Pulled up from the logo, but I'm sure I feel like that's a testament to Wimby's defense, to be honest, because he was scared as hell to go in that paint, you know. So shout out Darius Garland for making his shots. He's been hooping. Shout out Benedict Mathurin off the bench. I think he had 16, something like that. Yeah, shout out Benedict Mathurin. You know what I'm saying? He balling. Sorry. Jordan Miller. He had 22 off the bench. He was a two-way player, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe he signed a regular season contract. He'll be there for the rest of the season. I hope he gets some type of extension. I don't know what his deal looks like right now, but if he can come back to the Clippers, I really like his energy. I saw him when he played against the Knicks. He was just dunking and shit. He was just doing a lot of things for the Clippers. He doesn't mind defending. He's the player that anybody would want on their team, and I really like how he plays. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. He had 22 off the bench. Um, shout out, shout out. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Hawks and the Magic. Atlanta won 124 to 112. So that was a really strong game. Atlanta's been on a roll, man. Been on a crazy roll. Orlando, bad loss, man. I mean, Atlanta's been playing really good, but shout out Jalen Johnson. He's been hooping, had a triple double. Shout out Nikhil Alexander. I think he had 41 points in this game. He was balling, absolutely balling. CJ McCollum can't hit shots right now, but just being available and all the production is kind of just the spacing he provides and everything. I love it. They held Paulo to 18 points on 3 for 13 shooting. That was really good. No Franz. Desmond Bain had 18 too, I believe, but it didn't really feel like a Desmond Bain game to begin with. But shout out, Paulo Banchero. He's been balling this season, just not this game. Shout out Atlanta. They've been really balling the past about 2 weeks. So shout out to them. They've been figuring it out, man. Post Trae Young trade, I didn't know how it was gonna look. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I didn't know how it was gonna look. Trae Young, I'm very high on Trae Young, obviously, but really good player, all star level type talent. Going to the Wizards, I didn't really know what to expect with Atlanta. I didn't think they were gonna be great. I was kind of like, but it really doesn't matter because they have the Pelicans pick, so you can be good or ass. It really don't matter. But you know what I'm saying? I really like how this team has been playing. They've been playing together as a cohesive unit. I love it. Hope they win more games. They can slide up to that 5th seed potentially. We'll see how this goes. I've been looking at stuff, and I think that they will be a very difficult first round exit for anybody in the East. That's all I'm gonna say. It's maybe not Detroit, but everybody else, I think they can give everybody else a run for their money. So yeah, shout out to both them teams. And right now we're gonna go to this next segment. I'll see you guys in a little bit. This is the league check segment. This is self-explanatory, pretty much. This is just I'm checking the standings, and we're gonna talk about who can go over, who can go under, what everything is looking like. Um, Firstly, we're gonna obviously start with the Eastern Conference. We know Detroit is one. We know Boston is two. They kind of I didn't even notice it was this close though, 2-3. Both teams, Boston and the Knicks, have 45 wins, pretty good. But Knicks have 25 losses, and the Boston Celtics have 23 losses. Very curious. I think the Knicks can possibly move up. I don't know how much. Well, I don't know if they'll catch the Pistons in 14 games or whatever the case is. But if Boston slips, they can lose that second spot for sure. So those are the first three seeds. We have Cleveland at 4. Cleveland 42 and 27. I honestly, it's that bad start they had. The bad start they had is cooking their standings. If they were just even like all right in the beginning of the year, they would probably be 2 or 3 seed, I'd say. But I mean, like we saw them be a 60 win team last year, so it's different expectations. And honestly, now I think about it, seeding doesn't really matter that much with them. We have to see what they do in the playoffs. It's traded for James Harden. This is a different game now. You gotta win now. There's no like, oh, maybe we want to wait another year. No, it's now. It's now. Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis, y'all made trades to go make sure you guys can win this year. So now it's time to do it. Fifth and sixth seed Orlando just dropped because of that Atlanta game, I believe. But we have Toronto and Orlando. That's gonna be a really good, really fun matchup. Not a fun matchup, but you know what I'm saying. 5 and 6. These are interchangeable. This only blocked by half a game. So Toronto, um, Toronto's really good. Don't have a big, which scares me. I think when they actually play Jalen Duren's, the Nikola Vucevic, the Karl Anthony Towns, even the Joel Embiids, I'm like, all right, Toronto. I don't know. Like even you guys are really good. Scotty Barnes can defend 1 through 5, but when you have super talents, you know what I'm saying. It's a different game. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. Toronto is a very I'm sorry, guys. Toronto's a very solid team, so I'm very curious to see how this goes. Orlando, solid team. They just gotta get healthy. Jalen says you gotta start hooping. You just went 0 for 5 last game, bro. You gotta start hooping. Miami's starting to turn it up. I think the 7th through 10th seed this year is gonna be very, very, very interesting because obviously we know about Charlotte came up this year. And not even in the fact that they just jumped to like a fifth seed, but man, we knew Charlotte's being mediocre. We was looking at in the beginning of the season, LaMelo might get traded. This, that, and the third. Brandon Miller, we didn't know what he was going to be. Well, people knew, but kind of questioning what he was going to be. Concanipple came out this year, start guns blazing, man. So just them alone, the fact that they're a 10 seed right now is an accomplishment, I guess, and they're 2 games over 500 or 1 game over 500. I'm sorry. So, congrats to them. They can potentially go on a little run or maybe sneak into the playoffs if they beat all the play-in teams and everything like that. So, interesting. We got Philly at the 9th seed. I'm like, damn, Philly, bro. It's we all do the same thing every year, bro. It's just like shit go bad, then it's really exciting. You guys will have a good month, man. Everybody's there healthy. We have that Joel Embiid. We have Paul George. We got Tyrese Maxey. We got everybody up there hooping. Everybody was over there hooping. Paul George gets suspended. Another Joel Embiid injury. Tyrese Maxey gets hurt. They just feel like everything is falling apart. You guys trade Darren McCain, and now he's balling over there in OKC. It's just like I feel bad, but at the same time I don't. Like I feel bad for the injuries, but everything else, Daryl Morey, you're in office. I don't know why you do trades like that, dude. Like I really don't know. So that's a whole nother thing in itself. Atlanta's 8th. I can very much see them jumping to 5th or anything like that. They're a really, really good team. They're a lot more talented than what people give them credit for. They have a guy, Jalen Johnson. He's gonna be a guy, triple double machine, really good. Um, yeah, the East is a lot closer than what I remember it being. Obviously, the bottom feeding teams: Brooklyn, Washington, Pacers, all trying to get that pick. Pacers is going to be interesting. I wonder to see how the draft is going to go because they might lose that pick to the Clippers. So we'll see. But as I'm recording this, OKC just clinched. They just clinched the first seed. So, or they just clinched. They clinched the playoff spot. So congrats to them. So I'm looking at the Western Conference, OKC, and we got OKC, San Antonio, Lakers. Lakers been playing their ass off. I just said Lakers are really good. They're on a 6 game winning streak. OKC's on a 9 game winning streak, but Lakers are 9-1 in their last 10. Like I said earlier, everybody's the defense is turned up. I haven't seen them, or actually, I can't even say that. Last year they did the same thing. The defense is really turning up. So, if you guys can continue to keep doing this, in between or the playoffs, it's a different conversation. DeAndre Ayton, keep the level of play up. Marcus Smart keep hitting the big shots when you do, because you miss about four of them motherfuckers, and then all of a sudden you hit one, and it's the biggest shot of the game. So shout out! I feel like every time I turned the Lakers game on, Marcus Smart hit a big shot. So shout out to Marcus Smart. Shout out to the Lake Show. Shout out to Bron diving on the floor the other day. Luka, I have to say more? Austin Reeves, keep balling. But yeah, Lakers just maximize this team for now, because I don't think it will look the same next year. But shout out to them. Houston is the 4 seed. I can see them dropping. I don't think they'll stay there. Offensively, they're not really. And you thought one thing that was going to carry over was the defense, and I feel like the defense isn't really been what it's supposed to be. They do have a lot of athletic wings and stuff like that who can keep up, who can run. Amen Thompson, one of the most athletic people I've ever seen. But they're missing a lot of shot creation, a lot of playmaking, and they just don't have that right now. So we'll see how that goes. Denver is the 5th seed. I think they will jump up. I listen. Denver's one of the teams where when it's time to play, they will play. They'll be there. They got the 3-time MVP in Jokic. They got the first-time All-Star in Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon's back. I think Christian Braun is back. Tim Hardaway Jr. is having a really good year. So shout out to them. Cam Johnson, you're the only one that I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I hope you can pick it up, because Michael Porter Jr. would have at least been getting them motherfuckers up. And they probably going to go in if he's healthy, I'm going to be honest. So shout out them. Denver, I'm not worried about Denver at all. Shout out Minnesota. Minnesota's the 6th seed, by the way. I think they either stay there or drop. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's just very interesting team to watch, because they are super inconsistent, man. Like, I don't know. It's just like whoever they playing, it's like I feel like they play down. Like they play Chicago, and it's like, why is Chicago in the game with you? Like, y'all just doing shit. Y'all don't have a real point guard play. It's just Anthony Edwards and friends out there. Nas Reed sometimes. Bear is still really good defensively, but outside of that, it's like, what is he providing like that? Phoenix, man. Phoenix, the 7th seed. They're already overachieving, so whatever they do is overachieve. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. Clippers, 8th seed. They'll probably be there. I'm gonna be honest. They're not gonna, unless Phoenix just loses about 4 straight. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Shout out Clippers. They're balling. Shout out Kawhi. He's having a career year. Shout out. And that's saying something. You've seen 2019 shit. So, Golden State, just a pack of ass. I can't even lie. It's just, Golden State's the 9th seed. Curry hasn't been playing. It was Curry and friends, and now it's just me and all my homies out there playing, bro. I got a flight to San Francisco tomorrow to go play for them, bro. That's what it feel like out there. They feel like I turn the TV on, they're going to ask me to hop through the screen and go play in the game, gang. So this is just really, it's been really bad. Portland, I think Portland is okay. They're 10th seed right now, but I think next year will be the year where everything kind of turns around. They can go get better pieces that kind of fit. Shout out Donovan Clean. He's been balling up. Scoot Henderson, I think he just had 25 recently or something like that. I might be mistaken, but I know he's for sure back, though. Shout out Scoot Henderson. Memphis ass, Pelicans ass, and you don't have your pick. That's insane, gang. Dallas ass, but we'll see. They might get another pick. If they fuck around, walk out with a top 3 pick, I'm done, gang. Utah, they'll be ready in about a year or 2. I think so. Depending who they get in this draft. Sacramento, just pack of ass. So, yeah, and they got a pick too, so we'll see where that goes. But somebody's gonna have to play for the Kings, and I don't know who it's gonna be, bro. So, shout out to y'all. This is the great segment. I'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll hop in the next segment. This is my next segment called On the Clock. This is where I get a bunch of questions that I'm seeing, and I answer them as fast as possible without thinking as much. I'm just gonna keep going and going and going. I'll say the questions, and I'll just keep going. All right. So just follow with me. We have the question that says, "Who's taking the chip home?" I think OKC. Honestly, just You see how really good they are. Shea shooting 60% on twos, bro. Like only Shaq has done that, man. And it's just Shaq was only doing layups and dunks, and Shea's shooting contested mid ranges. He's doing all the things you need to do, and he's averaging 30 on 60% on all twos, bro. Uh, he's basically shooting 40% from three. Shout out Shea. He's balling. He's probably gonna win MVP. OKC's defense is elite. They have legit four guys who could probably make all defensive team right now if you give them 30 minutes a game. So shout out Casey Wallace. Shout out Alex Caruso. Shout out Chet. Shout out Lou Dort. And even Shea, he ain't no slouch. Shout out Jalen Williams too. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been playing, but I just seen he had a dunk a little earlier today. Jalen Williams will be back, and OKC is still really good, man. Like maybe not historic good like we thought a little earlier in the season. We thought that they were going to be super historic, but still really good. They can go back to back for sure. Next question. Starting five. Somebody's asked me my starting five. I don't know what or the question is starting five. I don't know what it means by that, but if we're just saying the best or my favorite players of all time type, you know what I'm saying? Like, or not my favorite players, but the best players. I could do my favorite and the best, or my unbiased, whatever the case is. Unbiased, I think LeBron is the best player of all time. I think two is Michael Jordan. I think three is Kareem. I think four is Kobe. I think five is Curry. That's what I think. Or very biased. I'm putting Kobe first. I'm putting Mike. I'm putting LeBron. I'm putting Mike. I'm putting Steph. I'm probably putting Shaq, something like that. But yeah. But honestly, at the end of the day, don't take my list serious. It doesn't matter. Those are just the guys that I would put on my list. If you disagree, go in the comments and put who you think is better and what's your list and everything like that. So yeah. Who's actually a good team? We only hear about the Lakers, but who's genuinely good? Okay, real quick, we just gonna speed run. OKC really good. Spurs really good. Denver really good. As far as West, I think that's kind of where it stops. Um, East, Detroit really good. Boston really good. Knicks really good. And I was fighting on that because Knicks they play themselves out of games sometimes. I wish Mitchell Robinson could play 30 minutes a game. I just that's not my only thing because it's really just the team defense. Cat looks lost out there on defense sometimes. So it just really depends on what version of Knicks we're getting. Detroit, we know they've established their identity with just being physical. The defense is really good. I wish they would have kind of went and got another scorer. That was kind of what Karis LeVert was supposed to be, but he's been very, very ass. I can't lie. He had a game the other day, but you know what I'm saying. He was supposed to be the scorer, kind of. Shout out Duncan Robinson. I feel like he's been reviving his career again. I mean, he wasn't super ass at any point, but there was a point in Miami he was balling, and then it kind of fell off a little bit, and now he's kind of back on. So shout out Duncan Robinson. Shout out Tobias Harris. Shout out all those guys in Detroit, man. Boston, they man, well, shit. Boston's just really good. Shout out to coaching. Shout out for not wanting to tank, man. Like they could have really sat this year out and got a Darren Peterson or a AJ DeBonsa. Could have got somebody. Could have had a pick. Could have did all that, but they said fuck that. Let's go win. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. They doing their thing, man. Back to the West though. Already talked about OKC, so we don't need to run that down. Spurs, really good. Wemby. They have Wemby. Denver, they have Jokic. Everybody, Denver come to play. I think Denver's just so impressive just because we know that they're not a good defensive team like that, but when it's time to sit in that chair, they all gonna do it, especially to get a win in the playoffs. We've seen them come out and win clutch games. We've seen a lot of different things. Shout out Big Yoke. Shout out Jamal Murray. Shout out Tim Hardaway. Shout out everybody out there. So, yeah. Let me see if I can move on to the next question. Load management. 2 minutes means how does I feel about load management? Load management is a very interesting conversation because we see guys like Kawhi, LeBron back in the day. What else could I think of? Those are the main two guys. Like Kawhi, they would say Kawhi's low management, but I think I've came to the conclusion that ever I think I came to the conclusion that if you are obviously if you're injured, don't play, bro. Like, if you're really injured, don't play. Playoff game, and you feel like you should play, and it's a really bad injury, do not play. Because sit here and we'll look, listen. Because we'll sit here and complain about load management and do all this, but Adam Silver obviously added the 65 game minimum limit or minimum limit to make like the awards and everything like that, so guys can get paid more money through incentives and everything like that. So, but when you really think about it, we just had three major injuries this past playoff run from 2 point guards, Jason Tatum. We had Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, and Damian Lillard all tore their Achilles in a playoff run. So I think I think load management has to do with some of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, hey man, like you probably thinking, I'm sure Tyrese Halliburton, he was dealing with the calf in the finals. He's like, yo, I gotta play, which I get it. It's understandable. This is the biggest game of your life. I understand it. But damn, it's like, imagine you could load manage in the regular season, whatever the case is. You wouldn't have to be worrying about the minimum games that you have to make these awards or whatever the case is. That I feel like a lot of these injuries wouldn't be as big and wouldn't be as big of a problem if weren't tripping about this 65 game rule. If that makes sense. Obviously, it's gonna help more. It's gonna bring more money to these NBA teams, to the league in general, just because 65 games, you want your guys to play. You want, especially if they're healthy, you want them to play. It's gonna bring you in more money. Especially for guys like Bron, because I know Bron had that time when he was just sitting out every game, like 2018 and everything like that, or not 2018, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Around that time. So, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about load management. If you can't play, don't play. If you can play, play. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel, I guess. But there's definitely pros and cons for load management for sure. Are the Lakers a real contender in the West? I think I answered it a little earlier. I think no. I don't think so. Right now. But I have been coming around to the idea though. This is why I say it. Because the the defense, I don't know if it's real or not. You feel me? And I gotta be unbiased. It's my favorite team. We don't play defense for real. But this last stretch of like past 10, 15 games, we've been locking shit. We've kind of just been sitting in that chair a little bit. So I'm like, if we can get this is a different Lakers team. You feel me? So it matters. If the defense is real, but we did this not all last year, but same time last year we did the same thing, and we came into playoffs and got our hearts just took right out of us from Anthony Edwards, bro. So that's why I'm not really believing it right now. But the defense has to be a main part. DeAndre Ayton, you are a main part too. And if the guys, I need Luke Kennard to take a little bit more shots, and I need Marcus Smart to take less shots. And if Bron is cool with being the third option, which I'm sure he is, I think he's been wanting this his shit since he came to the Lakers. He wanted AD to be the first option, but shit didn't really work out like that. But shout out Bron, because if he is the third option, that's a great third option to have. You know what I'm saying? Two insane basketball minds, Luka Doncic and LeBron James on the basketball court together. And they've had a couple games where they've actually made sense playing together. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier in the season when they were playing together, it just didn't look like a good fit. Obviously, that had to do a lot with Bron just coming back from the injury, and he didn't start this NBA season when everybody else did. So him just playing catch up and doing all that. So that's a different type of conversation. So, but if we are getting this version, I'm not mad at people saying contenders, but for now, I'm not gonna say they're contenders right now, just because I think if you played all those other teams, if you played Denver, you played San Antonio, you played OKC, I think we lose all. I think we lose those, and we're gonna have to see one of these teams. So it's like, but if we're balling like this, it's a little bit of a different conversation because I think Luka goes with the best of them. I think Luka can play against Shea and go band for band with Shea. You feel what I'm saying? Um, Austin Reeves is a great second option. Brown would probably be the best third option in the league at that point. Uh, so yeah, right now I'm not sold yet. I refuse to get my heart taken straight out my chest again by Anthony Edwards because right now we would be playing Anthony Edwards right now. So I'm kind of I'm cool, bro. Like I think the Lakers are not contenders right now. Opinion on the Bam game. All right, Bam, Bam, Bam. Let's just talk about it real quick. Let's keep it a spade a spade. Bam. Didn't know he even had that in him. Just the fact that before the game he was averaging 18.9, and now he's averaging 20. Or just, I mean, it makes sense. Math is mathing, but like, I mean, just from a skill set standpoint, I didn't know he had that. I heard Michael Beasley say, Bam Adebayo was like that back in the day, or like a while ago, and I'm like, I didn't know how much I believe that, but now I believe it. He scored the most points since Kobe. So, let's touch on it real quick, just real quick. For all the Kobe fans, I'm a very big Kobe fan, by the way. But we got to stop disrespecting Bam. We got to stop disrespecting everybody else just because I understand long live Kobe. He's not here anymore. But this is why people hate on him sometimes just because of the fans and stuff like that. Shout out Kobe. Scored 81 points in the game. Obviously, less free throws and Bam, stuff like that. But, bro, we know Kobe for a lot of cool shit. So let's not act like this is the only thing he had and he was just a bum type shit. He has other cool shit that we can talk about. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to Bam. I mean, no, shout out to Kobe. Um, um, yeah, like let's just not. Bam just did something very historic, and we need to recognize that. Let's not be haters. This is something people dream of doing, and I don't even think dream of because people are thinking they can't really do it. And the fact that Bam just did it, he really did that. So let's embrace it. Let's embrace him. Let's stop the hate, man. Like at the end of the day, you could say he had because he did shoot like 43 free throws, but in the day, if you really watch that game, it was just the fourth quarter that was a little crazy. But like the first three, he has 60 in 3 quarters, game. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at the Wizards. The Wizards didn't do shit. So all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Bam getting buckets, man. His girl was there, his mom was there. It's a W, bro. Like I'm sure he had a great time in Miami after that. Shout out, Miami. Shout out Eric Spoelstra for letting him play the rest of the games, letting him break the record. Shout out everybody, man. But yeah, let me see if I have any more questions. How do you think the Celtics match up with top teams in the East? Now that Tatum's back, honestly, I think the East. I think the East is a little bit more open than the West. Now I think about it. I think Tatum adds a lot, and I don't even think you need to have 100% Tatum. Maybe 75, maybe 80% Tatum by playoff time. I think you'll be alright, and I think they match up pretty well. It's just really the center position. When I was talking about what team was I talking about earlier? I was talking about the center position, how it's kind of and even though I like Vucevic, it's a good pickup for them in the by the trade deadline. It was a good pickup. It's just more like when it's time to play the elite guys, like time to play Cat. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to play guys like that, when it's time to play Jalen Duren, who's a lot more athletic than Vucevic. I wonder how they match up with that. But or all the other positions, I think they honestly got. Obviously, like you're not CK Cunningham. I don't think there's anybody on the Celtics who can really, really guard Kate Cunningham, but they have a really good coach who schemes very well. He has his own little style. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla. He has his own thing. Just shoot hella threes, play defense. The Celtics do not turn the ball over. So I think they're the best in the league at just not turning the ball over. So I think they'll be okay. I think they match up with everybody pretty well, and I hope that answers the question, to be honest. But I think they'll be okay. Are the Spurs contenders or pretenders? Keep it simple. They're contenders. Usually people we talk about how these teams have like younger teams. It's kind of like we don't know if they're too young to kind of just go far or anything like that. You don't know how good this team really is once the floor says playoffs because of just the youth and the inexperience and stuff like that. We talk about that all the time. We've seen the Warriors beat Houston last year, and when it was I think it was a 2-7 matchup, something like that. But you have Steph Curry, who's been there so many times. It's just like, damn, Houston ain't really been there at all, so it's a lot different. But I think this is an anomaly. You have Wemby, who is an alien, bro, a legit alien. So just the fact that he doesn't have to be really, really good on offense to be the potentially the best player in the world, it's very scary because if he's really keeps and he's averaging 24 and 11, I think. So if he really keeps putting it together, I don't know what shit is video game shit at that point. But shout out the Spurs, shout out Stephon Castle, he's been balling. It's just the turnovers with him. Shout out De'Aaron Fox. Him coming to San Antonio really just that did something else. Shout out Devin Vassell, he was balling. Shout out Carter Bryant, he's starting to get minutes. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I thought Devin Vassell was gonna be the odd man out. Still might, depending on what the season or what happens in the playoffs. He might be the odd man out. But honestly, it's all good. Shout out Harrison Barnes. Shout out everybody on that Spurs team, man. I don't think the experience will matter too much. I think they are better than a lot of these teams, and Wemby always acts like he's been there before. So he has that superstar mentality. I'm sure it's gonna come to play. I'm very excited to see him in a playoff series, man. So, yeah, shout out to them. Let me see if I have any more questions. Is Giannis staying a buck after this season? No. Or this next season? No. I'm saying no. I I just feel like all the reports and all the articles we were getting by trade deadline and them saying they were this close to training with the Warriors and Giannis was just I don't think I think it's done, man. And I hope it's done. But I remember that article where he was talking about, he got married in Milwaukee, did everything in Milwaukee, grew up there. I feel really bad, man, because I know that's home for him. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Greece and everything like that, and just shit. First place you got to was Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? So been there your whole career. I'm sure it's a lot. It's a lot on him right now, but I think it's over with. I hope he deserves to go to a contender. He's that good. He's so talented, and he's one of the greatest. So it's just he can get to a contender. Nobody's gonna be mad at him. Nobody's gonna be doing any of that extra shit. I want to see Giannis win. So wherever he go, I'm supporting it. You know what I'm saying? So just at least get him in a position to where he could win. So that's all it is for me. And I don't think the Bucks can do that in the next year or two. He's already 31, 30, something like that. So it's now or never, really. You know what I'm saying? His game depends on a lot of athleticism. So I hope to see something. I hope to see him in a different place. And yeah, shout out you guys. This is I'm finna go to the next segment. I'll hit you guys in a little bit. Okay, this segment is from the stands where fans send the questions in the Google form, and I answer a good amount of these questions. So, let's just start here. How old were you when you fell in love with basketball? When I fell in love with basketball, as a lot of people know me, bro, I played basketball all my life, bro, like from 4 to 18. But loving it is different. I think I loved it. Probably, I don't know. I don't remember how old I was. I want to say I was young. I feel like I was like 6, maybe 7. I don't know, something like that. But I was around that age, and my mom took me to the park. and she was just sitting on the bench and just watching me play, and I was just playing by myself. Nobody else was there, and I made a three for like the first time or something like that. I made a three, and I was like, damn, like I've been practicing for that shit, and I never could make it, and I finally did, and I was so proud. I think my mom has it on camera somewhere, but I was so proud of myself, man. And I was just like, bro, this is what I want my life to be. Like, I wanted to go to the NBA so bad. My dad is really tall, so I really I thought it was over with. I thought I was going to the league. My dad played ball, so it was very familiar. I thought for sure I was going to the NBA, but it didn't happen. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm doing this, and it's all good. Um, yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Uh, Next question is, what's your stance on Devin Booker? Devin Booker. Ooh. I think when he came in the league, I remember him at Kentucky coming off the bench. I was like, he's interesting. I didn't know he was gonna be this good. But early years in Phoenix, I really liked Devin Booker. Really good basketball player. I think I didn't. I started teetering the other way when Chris Paul got to Phoenix, because I'm not a Chris Paul fan. I really do not like Chris Paul. So it was like I felt like not the no, because it was real hate. I ain't gonna lie. I did not. I hated Chris Paul, and I still partially do. Shout out to him. He retired though, but I just didn't want him to get no ring or nothing like that. But I just think a lot of the problems I had with Chris Paul went to Devin Booker, so he kind of got the back end of it. But Devin Booker is a really good NBA player, and he low key has sacrificed a lot, just becoming a better playmaker and becoming a point guard, and not really. He could have been a guy to score a bunch of points, and which he does already, but even score even more than he already does, and kind of win less. But he's always been the guy who wanted to win more. He hasn't really been in the same situation since he was when he was like a rookie. Everything, you know what I'm saying, just losing, and it feels like he contributes to winning, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Devin Booker. I really like Devin Booker's game. Greatest 2K. Ooh. The greatest 2K to up to my mind is 16. Just like the movement, everything. It was just being a kid and come home from school, or like actually I think I could only play on the weekends at the time or something like that. But I was definitely sneaking on the game, hopping in and playing 2K16. Um, that was probably my either that or 15 was one of my favorites. 15, 16, and 17 were really good games. 11 was great. Um, what else? 14 was good too. 13 was good too. I'm not gonna lie, all them games was so good. 20 was good. 26 is not bad. I didn't like 25 though. Um, but yeah, I would probably say my goal is 16 and 15 in terms of storyline and everything. I really like 15. I would say that. I literally like I think like 6 months ago I literally bought 16 or 15 off eBay and played it again. That's how much I liked it. 16, I remember everything about 16. So I was just like I didn't want to play it again, but 15 was definitely one of them ones for me. So was 16. 17 was good too though. So I would say 16 is my the GOAT, and then 15 second. So yeah. I hope that answers the question. Let me see. If you could sit courtside next to any celebrity, former player, or slash former player, I'm sorry, who would it be and why? What would your first question be as well? That was part of the question. I want to. Can I? I'm gonna do three people because I can't just do one. I just want to shed light on some goats, bro. One, Kobe, R.I.P. What question would I ask him? Question would I ask Kobe? I would probably. I mean, I'm sure people have asked him this, but I would want to like, if I can get the real answer out of everybody, I would just ask him like, "Yo, like, were you just mentally tooled like that out the gate, or was it like something that you had to learn type thing?" Because His work ethic is insane. We all know that, the mama mentality, all that stuff. So I wanted to know if that took a minute to develop, or was it really just like out the mud, like he just got it from birth type thing, you know? So that would probably be my question. Number two person I'd probably say is Frank Ocean. If I could sit courtside with Frank Ocean and just chat up with like one, I would need a fit pick. Me and Frank Ocean would have to post a fit pick, bro, for sure. I get so fly for that. I would have to post a fit pick with Frank. Um, so I would say Frank. I don't know what I would. Nah, I would probably just because I think Frank has a very unique way of saying things in his songs that like I don't think anybody else can really replicate, right? And I think my question would be, what life experiences did you go to, or what did you go through to where you can do this, and how did you learn how to creatively say certain things that you say? I would ask him about specific lyrics and stuff like that, um, and stuff. You know, like I wouldn't even tell nobody about the conversation. I just want to chat it up with bro. You know what I'm saying? One thing I want to do, hopefully, I just want to sit down and talk to Frank Ocean for like an hour, bro. Just an hour of his time. I just want to sit and chill and conversate with bro. So yeah, that's what I would ask. Number three, this one's a little tough. I would say Kenny Beecham, and honorable mention Jim Carrey though. Jim Carrey, go. But three, Kenny Beecham, because he obviously he hears it all the time. People have been watching him for a long, very, very long time. But I mean, it's not no but because I'm one of them fans. Like I'm a really, really big fan. And when I saw him at the live show, I didn't get to tell him how much I respect him and how much I appreciate him for doing all the stuff that he's done. Just even him making the 2K videos, and you know what I'm saying, and starting a podcast around 10 years ago or a little earlier than that, something like that. I was there for a lot of that. So I'm just like, man, sitting next to the dude that was part of the reason why I went to college for journalism. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pick his brain. I would ask him a bunch of questions, but I would say one question I would ask him is when he was doing the transition from Through the Wire to to Numbers on the Board and leaving HOH and all that. I want to know, how was it? Was it difficult, and how did he get himself out of that, like that feeling? Because you know, at the end of the day, I think they lost it, or not lost it, but the Through the Wire channel was over with. They were having to rebrand, do everything, and it's kind of like starting from scratch again. And he already did that, so it's like you go from like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube to now I think they're at like 100K on YouTube. But it's like, of course, like just them being them, and I know they work hard, so the fact that they can kind of come back and realize that like people really fuck with them and everything like that. My thing is, I just want to know, like, yeah, like just knowing that you had to start from scratch, and you don't know if people are gonna remember you. You really don't know. You don't know if people are gonna like ever see your face again, because people's algorithms are different and everything like that, and you're switching from another channel. I would ask them how, not, I wouldn't say how that made him feel, but how difficult was that time period for him. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that's a really good question. I might have to add him on Twitter for that one and send it to him, and hopefully it's a shot in the dark type thing. But let me see. Is that everything? Is that everything? Yeah. Shout out you guys, man. Shout out everybody. Like I said, everybody that shouted out in the beginning. Um, I'm sorry for the audio if it's a little weird, and the camera and everything in the background. I want to get everything situated for you guys. Just give me some time. I'm trying to figure out everything. I'm putting this into my schedule. I want to be consistent. I want to really do something with this. You know what I'm saying? So just give me a minute. Um, Let me know who you guys want on here. I'm trying to get guests. I'm trying to do other things. So shout out to y'all. I love y'all, man. Hey, like, subscribe, comment, do all that, man. Follow all the socials on X. Hoops off the 710 pod on X. Hoops off the 710 on Instagram. Hoops off the 710 on TikTok. Hoops off the 710 on everything you could think of. So shout out to y'all. And I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. Peace out, bro.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.